Welcome back to the Airing It Out podcast. Today we are doing something a little bit different, something that I've wanted to do for a while, but the time has not been apt until it has been, which is now. So what I'm going to do is I've picked out a series of writings from my journals from different periods of time, different states of mind, and all covering different kinds of things. But I thought going over it and, opening myself up, being an, pun intended, open book, could be beneficial to give you like an insight into what it has been like for me over the years, how I've processed certain things and certain things that I've encountered. And hopefully there is something that you can benefit from these, if not merely kind of scratching the itch of your curiosity. Okay, so on the 12th of the 3rd, 2022, an interesting entry to an old friend, saying goodbye to one and welcoming another. I think I'm referring to the entry to an old friend being the journal. At the start of the week, this girl that I was seeing told me that she didn't see any romance between us. I thought this is the end of our relationship and was rightly quite upset. I understood why she felt this way. Everything would be there, immediate, intense and romantic if it were right. I said that I felt that there were reasons why I'd unintentionally held my heart back, and I was afraid of it, and I didn't know how. It mutually felt like these things were being forced. I had to grow feelings of affections for her, and she had to convince herself of me being what she wanted, or seeing that I'm not as well as getting up. Fuck me. Well, if one thing has been for sure, that my handwriting has not improved over the years. It mutually felt like things were being forced. I to grow feelings and affections for her, and she to convince herself of me being what she wants, or seeing that I'm not as well as trying. It mutually felt like things were being forced. I to grow feelings and affections for her, and she to convince herself of me being what she wants, or trying to get me to open up too. We met yesterday to talk. We agreed that it couldn't work, at least not for now, and that our bond was too strong, and that unlike any other we'd had before. I never thought I could agree to just being friends, but think of the alternative. She wants to still go to places and do things in the future, and we are going to carry on, but we're not going to try so hard. Not going to try so hard to be something that we know we can't be. From then, it felt natural and free, like a great weight had been taken off, and we had a great time. She said I was so different. We were both very happy with the outcome, and we were excited for what the future has. I think why I wanted to talk about this one was, although, like I mentioned in the previous episode, women were definitely a big fear for me. I neglected my heart for so long that I was afraid to kind of bring it up and show it. But something throughout this journal, when I was looking back at them, was I really wanted relationships to work. I really wanted to excavate my heart and dig it back up and make it healthy again. But I think particularly in this excerpt, or at least in this relationship, I wanted it so much that I was letting that want to be better, to be natural, to be healthier. I let it get in the way of actually just kind of being, just kind of letting things be as they were, so much so that it got to the point where we were forcing things, or we both had ways in which we were trying to convince ourselves of it being something that we kind of knew that it wasn't. That when we let go of trying so hard for it to be something that it wasn't going to be, things felt so much more natural. They were so much more free, and she thought that I was a completely different person because I wasn't trying so hard. I wasn't trying to force things. I wasn't trying to bend them to my will into the shape that I wanted them to be. I was just kind of being myself effortlessly, and that was a significant difference. Sometimes the best thing you can do, even if it is something that you really want, is to just kind of let go. It's a bit wordy. We'll give it a go anyway. A Saturday's Reflections, 16th of the 4th, 2022. New journal. The way that I feel and what I think, so closely related engines of consciousness, yet so greatly do they differ. One, the engine for reason, calculation, and preparedness, the one that I have been all too familiar with for a very long time. The other, the engine of being, of connection to this world and of true altruistic expression, the one that I know less of within myself, but am doing better knowing. For such a long time, I had to think intently about everything I did, encountered, and I saw. Analysing and evaluating everything. It's gone on for years. But now I'm learning just to feel again, as much as one can learn about such a thing. Learning to let go of all the thoughts and problem solving, to open myself up to whatever may happen and to let it come as it will. I've learned to be, to embrace the moment, to find myself in, and instead of anticipating and reading what is around me, I let it unfold and evoke my state of mind. Albeit, if there ever was a difficult time to do such a thing, it would be now. I believe it is for these reasons I struggle in yielding so much from within myself, but the pieces are in place. I have now numerous things that will encourage me to feel overthinking, seeing somebody, writing my script, making more films, and approaching summer and the end of uni that comes with it. A fine time it shall be, for it belongs within my future, the greatest cause for excitement that I know. Okay, we're going to skip past that bit. But again, this is a little bit along the same lines as the last one. Still talks about seeing that same girl, but it is very much so of kind of beginning to appreciate how to let things go, how to live, how to just kind of release that grip from things and letting them be as they are rather than trying to control them. At this stage of my life, the 16th of the 4th, 2022, holy fuck did I have a lot more to learn. I would learn this lesson the hard way, time and time again, at least for another year and a couple months. Fuck me. But something such as getting in touch with my emotions, learning how to be with them, to accept them and to feel them, I'm not going to do that in a day. If it takes a couple of years, and a couple of years being the way of doing it right, then so be it. Okay, I've read that one. Oh, is it? Yeah, we did do that one. Okay. No, there were two more. Moving forth. There was a folded over page. Yeah, we're going to go with that one first. So this one's short, from the 22nd of the 11th, 2021. Today hasn't been a good day. I want to say that it is the world that has turned against me, but I know that this is a lie. For it is my mind that is working against me. That is all. Yeah, that's just recognising. I think it is part of recognising that illness. Recognising that it isn't me, not all the time, and it isn't the world that I have to point the finger at. Sometimes when you feel that way, you want something solid, something there to point the finger at and to say, that's the cause of it, because you want something to work towards. If you want to improve, you've got to have like a destination or a result. But with mental illness, you don't always have that. And I think this entry is just kind of recognising that as much as I may want there to be something within myself to blame or to hold accountable or responsible, as much as there may be something exterior that I want, sometimes there isn't always. And you just got to kind of accept that. Okay, let's end on a bit of a positive note. 16th of the 11th, 2021. A bright new shade of dawn. This evening, instead of reading, I shall write. I've occupied and allocated so much of my time that it is hard to find a moment to be, to think, to breathe, to feel. Opportunity favours my labours, but not the time wherein I can re-find myself. Alas, here I am, writing from the heights of optimism. If hope is belief, then I myself am proof. So long have I gone on, so long have I cared for the seeds that I planted. So far have I come. I have rejoiced in the sun and the rain, and in so have grown. The new rising sun does not change its colour, but I perceive a different shade. Yeah, short and sweet episode today. If you haven't been able to get something from it, from the things that I've shared, then I hope at least you were able to enjoy it. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you next week.